Hi, my name is Beth. I'm a single parent of 2 kids in the freezing cold Midwest, and today I want to talk to you about a couple of things that I really wish that I would have known before I became a single parent. This video is for the single parents who want to feel seen in all of the struggles that they go through, and it's also for the people who have recently found out they might be becoming a single parent and need to make an active decision. I want you to be able to have the whole truth, including the hard stuff. All right, so let's get into it. First up on my list is that you will grieve the parenthood and the family that you thought that you would be able to provide your children. Being a single parent can be very isolating. You don't have that partner to tap in and tag team with you whenever you need it, or just to give you a break in general, or to back you up when you're parenting and your kids don't want to listen. I remember a time that my son was about a year and a half old, and I was about 6 months pregnant with my daughter, and we were doing bedtime, and it was taking 3 or 4 hours. I mean, this was like a reoccurring thing, was that bedtime would take 3 or 4 hours of fighting for me to be able to get him to sleep, and I was just losing my mind by the end of it, exhausted and not able to sleep myself because he would wake up multiple times throughout the night, and just bawling my eyes out because I didn't have that support system that I needed to be able to take care of him and sleep. Oopsies. I would be bawling my eyes out silently because I didn't want him to know that I was crying, and silently resenting their father the entire time for leaving me to handle things by myself when he had promised that he would always be there. But beyond that, it's a loss of the life that you envisioned for yourself and for your kids. And you will feel such major guilt for not being able to provide the perfect 2-parent household that everyone says that kids need, and feeling like a failure because you might feel like you are the reason that things are that way. It's a very hard feeling to deal with, knowing that your kids are not getting what they need, and it could kind of be your fault, to be quite honest. To piggyback off of that, my second point is that your support system is not guaranteed, and it can fluctuate, it can change. You know, you might be able to start out relying on your parents, but then your parents get sick, or your friends, they say that they'll be there in the beginning, and then the next thing you know, they're not able to help out as much as you thought that they would, and you regret calling them auntie and uncle. Or, like the tale as old as time goes, you know, you get pregnant and the guy says, "Oh, you'll never do this alone. I'll be there for you." Even if it's as co-parents, and a couple months in, they're ghost, they're gone. So not only can you wind up solo parenting, but your parents can wind up having poor health. Your friends can wind up not being real friends like you thought that they were. And the result of this is exhaustion, a lack of breaks, overwhelm, issues with childcare, especially when your kids are sick or when you're sick. You don't get a break when you're sick. And it's hard. It is very hard. All right, number 3 on the list. Becoming a single parent can financially ruin you, and the pressure can absolutely crush you. Luckily, I will say that we do currently have social systems in place. However, these are not guaranteed, and with the current administration, who knows? Things could change. Unfortunately, with the way that things are currently set up, sometimes you're better off being broke than when you start to actually make a little bit of money, because you lose the assistance that you had, and now you're even more broke than when you had the assistance. This is my current situation, personally. Alrighty. Okay, now we're up to number 4. And this is a tough one for me. This is a hard one. You will be judged, and sometimes it'll be by the people that you love the most. But I just have to say that even though you love these people, they are the same people that would judge you for making the active choice to not be a single parent and doing something else, if you get what I'm saying. These people would judge you regardless of the choice that you make. being in a tough spot, because they just want you to not, because they want you to be good enough to not get in a tough spot in the first place. But that's not how life goes. I'll tell a brief story about this. So my first child was an oops baby, and then my second child wound up being an oops baby by the same person, because he claimed to want to start a family. Obviously that's not how things went, and we actually co-parented worse after I had my second child. We were actually co-parenting really well and kind of raising a family together before I had my second child. And after we had the second child, I go to announce it to my parents that I'm pregnant again, and my mom said to me, "Is it at least by the same man?" Girl, come on now. That's not appropriate. But also, she has a level of comfortability with me that she felt like she could say that, which she can, but also, like, it's fucking rude. So the point of this is, you love your family, and that's great. You love your friends, and that's great. But if their opinions do not support you, ignore them. It doesn't matter. Their opinions do not matter. They are of no consequence. And lastly, number 5, you will lose parts of yourself. You absolutely will. But you will also gain new parts of yourself that are beneficial. So you might not be as spontaneous as you once were. But now maybe you're good at actually planning the fun. Maybe you're more intentional, or maybe you're more resilient. As with everything, there is give and there is take. One last thing before you go. If you found this video to be helpful, or you felt like you were seen in this video, please don't forget to drop a comment, give a like, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye. Stay tuned for the bloopers if you want to see me act a fool. Just this is bright. It's a little bright in her. It's been snowing like crazy out here today, and so we're in a little bit of a winter wonderland right now. This video is for the single parents who want to feel seen with the hard... Oh shit, my window's cracked bad. Oops. Anyways. Hi, my name is Beth. I am a single parent of 2 kids in the frigid, freezing Midwest, and today I want to talk to you about all the things that I wish that I would have known before. So you might not be the last thing before you go. One last thing before you go. If you enjoyed... I'm struggling to find a way to close this off.